Did you know the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau just changed the way complaints work with credit reporting errors? The CFPB. Hi, my name is Stephen A. Williams. I'm the president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com and summersmaster.com. And just in case you're not used to seeing me in regular clothes, I'm not in my suit and tie. I'm going to have my grandsons with me today. So I wanted to make sure I get this important information out to you, and then I will be enjoying myself with my grandsons. Now, if you don't understand this update, you could waste weeks of filing complaints when you go to the CFPB, starting in 2026, but actually put into action late last month. The CFPB now requires consumers to first dispute errors directly with the credit bureaus or the lenders reporting the debt before submitting a complaint to the CFPB. Today, I'm going to explain what changed, why they did it, and how you should handle disputes moving forward. The CFPB complaint system has been a powerful tool for consumers dealing with credit reporting errors, debt collectors, and banks. But recently, the CFPB announced in an update to their complaint process. Now, before you can file a complaint with the CFPB, you must first try to resolve the issue directly through using the Fair Credit Reporting Act dispute process. Now, let me kind of back up a little bit. The main reason why the CFPB came into place is because the bureaus and the furnishers were not responding to the dispute letters, the dispute process that was put in place. There would be no reason for the CFPB if they followed the rules. Currently, they are still, each bureau is still sending back auto letters stating that, basically saying that you're not smart enough to put together this dispute, and we applaud that you're trying, but we don't want to do nothing about it. But at the same time, they're still on most of those, when they send that robo letter back, they're actually disputing. This is what we've experienced with working with our clients. So now, that means you must dispute the issue with the credit reporting agency like Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, and or the furnisher, the bank, the lender, or debt collection company that is reporting the account on your credit reports. Only after that process happens, then the CFPB is saying that they will listen and do something extra about your complaint. But according to regulators, the change is meant to reduce what they call premature or cookie cutter complaints, which is what a lot of people were doing, especially during COVID. Over the past few years, the CFPB complaint system has been flooded with complaints that were mass generated, submitted before disputes were filed, and some of them were submitted without supporting documentation. The agency wants consumers to use the official dispute process under the Fair Credit Reporting Act before. Now, because the law already requires credit bureaus to investigate disputes within 30 days, you know what we think about that. In other words, the CFPB wants complaints to them to be the last resort, not the first step. What this means for consumers trying to fix their credit, this actually reinforces something that's very important. The Fair Credit Reporting Act dispute process is still the foundation of credit repair. If someone on your credit report is inaccurate, incomplete, or cannot be verified, you have a right to legally dispute it, no matter what anyone tells you. Once the credit bureau receives your dispute, they must investigate that account, contact the company reporting the debt, and verify the accuracy of that information. If they can't verify it, it must be corrected or deleted. That is a very gray area. CFPB wouldn't have existed if they were doing this. And that's why sometimes you have to dispute multiple times. Only if that process fails, they're saying you should escalate it to the CFPB complaint system. But people who have done that. You can see the videos online. People who have done that have found that the CFPB, because of what has happened under President Trump, it has been totally gutted. Basically, what they're going to do is just send one more dispute letter directly to the furnisher. Furnisher's going to say, you're gutted. We don't have to listen to you. We see the news just like you. We're going to just send back what we sent to the credit reporting agencies. That's why either you got to do it or you got to have a company that will stand behind you and get the job done, because it takes a lot of back and forth work. It's just like exercising. You don't see the results right away when you exercise, but when you do it over and over and over again, and I'm not talking about just disputing. I'm talking about maybe you got to get on the phone with these creditors or debt collectors. Maybe you got to send them something to their legal department. Like, you got to be willing to do all of that to get the job done. And mostly when we work on it with the credit repair shop, we end up getting it into the right hands to either get it updated or corrected or totally deleted. Now, so here's the steps that you should follow. Step 1, dispute the account with the credit reporting agencies. How do you get the information? A lot of times people are disputing information because they don't even have the right information from their credit report. So you can create a dispute letter, have a company name, but because you don't show it the way that it's shown on your credit reports, they can't even verify that information. You have to have it. They're not going to just make that up. So it's very important. The way to get all of the information, nothing hidden, addresses, account numbers, the way that they're shown, the way that the name is shown on that specific credit report, you can go to www.3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports, and all 3 scores. That's where everything's going to start. So now, the next thing is you want to send disputes directly to the furnisher or the credit reporting agency. This is something that we do, 8-point validation process. Every client of the credit repair shop, we automatically send furnisher disputes to the furnisher. When you first start with the credit repair shop, that's going to be the first thing we do. So we're going to actually send out, after your review, 2 different sets of letters. One that is going individually to each furnisher that you choose to dispute. Now, the next thing is, after you've done all of that, sent it out the right way, you want to wait 30 days. That's the investigation period. 30 to 45 days when you look at actual action. You're going to have some mailing time. You're going to have some time for them to get it in their mail office, get it to the right department, open it up. It's going to take about 45 days. Trust me, we do this all the time. Now, if any issues are not resolved or investigation are inadequate, how can you know if an investigation is inadequate? That's part of the gray area. Like, you're not in there, they're not in there, CFPB isn't in there. All we're doing is going off of what they send back. That's why this is going to be a process for you. It's not something that can be done overnight. It's not something that you can force them into doing. It's something that you have to continue showing them evidence and asking them questions and seeing what they're going to write back in their investigation. That's how the job gets done. The biggest mistake people make is jumping straight into filing complaints without building the proper dispute record. Without that documentation, regulators often respond by saying, have you disputed this directly with the credit bureaus yet? Or have you submitted this directly to the furnisher? If you haven't done that, they're going to say, you need to go do that first. And I suspect, now this is only my own opinion, is that they may not even do that. They might just say, the furnisher, you need to contact them because they're saying that this information is accurate. Because the CFPB is gutted. I don't care what anyone tells you. Look at the news. Don't take my word on it. Look at the news. They are gutted out. So this was just part of something that they were going to have to do, because they're not going to be having anyone that's going to be doing legitimate investigations other than sending letters to them. They talk about credit repair companies sending letters. CFPB is basically going to just send letters, and if it comes back, they're not going to fight on your behalf. Trust me, they're not. You're already probably seeing that. So if you need help repairing your credit, increasing your scores, visit thecreditrepairshop.com, where you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website yourorder3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, credit reports, and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, go to my website, www.summonsmaster.com. Upload that debt collection letter where you can get an exclusive certified debt validation that can stop that debt collector. You won't even need the CFPB. That letter works to stop debt collectors if they don't have the information to validate that debt. And it's more than just the accounting. There's a whole bunch of documents that they have to give you when they buy the debt. Post your questions and comments. Oh, also, if you're getting sued by debt collectors, go to summonsmaster.com, where you can upload your court summons documents and get a court-ready response to every allegation and a defense to help you win your case. We also have a done-for-you service on there where you just send us the documents after you place your order, and we'll get it emailed back over to you, and it also comes with support services. Thank you for your time. Post your comments, like this video, and subscribe to my channel. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.